Well, welcome back everybody. It is a beautiful morning out. We're going to go down and pick up the cedar tree that we had cut the top out of in order to do the bridge repair. And rather than just dragging that thing across the creek and up to the burn pile, I'm going to put that onto the trailer and try to refrain from disturbing any of the ground down there, because I'm hoping that the mushrooms are going to grow in the next 2 or 3 days. So I don't want to disturb anything if I don't have to. And how nice is it to have to do a repair like that on your property and have the resources you need readily available right there. I mean, that tree wasn't more than 75 feet away from the bridge. We was able to harvest the tree, get several posts out of it, and actually be able to use it for something that we definitely needed to do. So that worked out real good, and the bridge is now a lot safer to drive this thing across. Again, a little bit wider for this machine definitely helped out. So I'm glad to have that done, and more so have it done before springtime and all the other chores that we all have. We get started and get busy, you know, so that's one more off the list that I have to worry about. But anyway, we are just days away from mowing grass. The yard here is absolutely, it has spots in it that I can mow today if I chose to. But the first mowing is normally pretty thin, so I'll let it go a little while longer. And secondly, it's been really wet for the past week or so. But while we have some sunshine out today, we're going to get out and get a little bit more picked up and cleaned up. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get started. Like I said, it's beautiful out this morning. It's going to be a little windy. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think we're going to have to change the plan a little bit. I was just going to lay this thing onto the trailer, throw a chain around the front of it, and take this up there complete like you see it. But that thing stretching out there, I think it's almost 30 feet long still. So I think a better choice is going to be to go ahead and cut the post off here, and then we'll just lay the top up on the trailer. So like I said, I don't want to disturb the ground down here any more than I have to. And I think that's going to be our easiest choice. Let's lay this thing out and see what we need here. Boy, I'll tell you, once you start messing with these cedar trees now, you talk about tree sap. The back of the tape measure is covered up with it. Still going to have a 7-footer out of that, probably, maybe even another 8. Yeah, we're at that 30-foot mark. See if we can't get this guy cut out. Doggone porcupine, doesn't it? Yow. limbs. This side up. I could see us dragging this down through here complete. It's hard telling us what we'd have wiped out. Throw some of this other stuff on here before we get that guy on. Any sticks? Limbs, we're gonna get it. Nothing pretty about it, but it is on there. There's nothing worse than having to turn your riding lawnmower into a chipper shredder, right? I ended up catching a stick just right one year, and it spun up into the frame of the front tire, and by the time it rolled itself up onto the frame of the lawnmower, it locked into place and busted the valve stem completely off of the tire. That was a nice fix. There's nothing worse than being halfway through a mow session on your yard and have something like that tear up, because now you have to fix it and still mow the grass. Well, that picks up this area pretty clean. And then we'll have to be back down here. So this is ready to mow again. Now you guys are going to laugh about this one. You see that little remote right there? I had that tucked in my pocket. And when I bent over to pick up the other part of that tree, I had dropped that out of there. Now, I wanted to get done with this video in order to go out and film another one for you guys. But since I didn't realize where I dropped this thing, I have spent the better part of an hour and a half down here looking for this little remote now. I know you guys will find that amusing. But it turns out I didn't want to move the Mule because I was afraid if I dropped it in this vicinity I'd run over it, and then I know it'd be broke. But it ended up being right here, covered up with some leaves. I'm glad I found it. I hope you guys see the humor in that. That was funny, and you can bet I won't stick it in that little pocket again. All right, we're loaded up. The remote's found. We're ready to take this to the pile. Let's see how it works. It's funny. And I'm sure keeping up with the remote around your house is probably just as important as keeping up with the remote around my house. Grandpa lost the remote again. I'll never hear the end of it. That's too funny. Nice not to have to make another trip. Oh boy. Finding the remote. Yeah. Don't worry, some of you younger folks watching, you're going to be old someday too. I'll tell you, it really was nice to be able to lay that tree down right there, have everything we needed to work with, get this bridge secure. So, definitely a project worth doing. All of this stuff will definitely go right on the burn pile. We got as much use out of it as we're going to get. Nice to get this stuff picked up too before the stakes and everything else gets moving pretty good. Something you definitely have to be aware of. Well, that's got this area cleaned up really good for us, guys, and a nice load to haul back to the burn pile. And I'm telling you, I'm still laughing about looking for this remote. Now, to me, that was funny. Don't beat me up too bad in the comments, but enjoy yourself. Oh boy. But like I said, this area now is ready for springtime. I don't have to go back across here with the mule until I'm ready to mow. And that might allow us to actually be able to find some mushrooms down here. So we'll have to see how the weather goes. The mushrooms, the morel mushrooms, depend so much on the exact temperature along with the right humidity in order for them to really grow well. And so like I said, you know, occasionally we find some down here and occasionally we don't. It's always about the fun going out and looking for them. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you really enjoy the laughter about the remote. I'll see you on the next one. You guys have a nice day out there. Thanks for watching.